Service integration means to me that there is co-working between different services, especially with counsellors and specialist CAMS. It means that there's a common language between them both and they're not working in their own interests and to meet their own goals, but to work in the interests of the young people.
Well, number one is definitely communication within teams, and then that also includes communication with the young person, so keeping them in the loop, knowing what's happening. I also think it means working together with like core goals. You can still be doing separate things as long as it works to like a central goal of what the young person wants.
I don't think it means anything to young people as a whole. Like if he's asked general public what service integration means, they probably wouldn't know. But when you're experienced with mental health issues and you're forced into different settings and different people to see, then you realise that you need a holistic care package, and that means seeing different people, and you hope that that's joined up and not disjointed.
I suppose working well together, so that everyone involved like knows what's happening and knows what they should be doing. Yeah, making sure that the focus is always kept on the young person and what's right for them. Yeah, my CAMS and my school worked well together. Like my CAMS worker would come into school, and I'd have my session in school, and she would talk to my teacher, or we'd have like the three of us would sit down and we'd like discuss things and what would help me in school. So like instead of just like this is school and this is CAMS, they came together to benefit me as a whole, working in like both environments. Like being flexible, like CAMS coming into my school, rather than just saying, no, we can't do that, like, because I couldn't miss my lessons, I couldn't get to my appointments outside of school. So instead of just saying, well, we can't see you then, they said, well, we'll come to you. I suppose instead of just taking that extra, I don't know, 50 minutes to travel, that made like all the difference to me, because it meant I was able to see someone like every week. And it made me feel like they actually cared, like I was worth their time, like they wanted to help, because like they came together to help me rather than just working at like opposite ends.
I've experienced good service integration when my school and CAMS were working together, and they helped me to keep on top of my schoolwork and helped me to get my GCSEs, which is really useful to me, and I wouldn't be here if I wouldn't have got my GCSEs, so it's a really positive thing.
Yeah, between social services and CAMS, each team, they were like brilliant, but they just did not work together at all, so that made me feel like the opposite kind of feelings, like I wasn't worth the time, like I shouldn't be involved with them, like if they can't get on, like what am I doing in service, like questions like that. Very visual, the tension between them, and that didn't make a very nice atmosphere for me. Like say if we had a meeting where they had to attend together, you could literally like feel the tension. So that was an example of them like working against each other rather than working together. And then like they would talk about each other and say, well, someone said this and they said that. Like I felt like I was taking sides. Like if I was talking to one of them, I felt the other one would get, I don't know, would be annoyed with me or something for talking, you know, like, you know, especially when I wasn't feeling great. So it just added to my feelings. Well, we didn't meet together very often, but I think that was probably half the issue because there wasn't a lot of communication there. I don't know if there was email or what, but I didn't know what they was telling each other, so I didn't know who I should be telling, who knew what, and who I should be telling. So that's why I think communication is very important, and keeping the young person like in the loop, I suppose, knowing who knows what. I think individually they did want what was best for me, but it's just that they didn't work together on that, so it didn't always happen.
I have experienced poor integration when I was at a meeting, a staff meeting between different people in my care plan, like schools, counsellors, social workers, the inpatient eating disorder service that I was in. They didn't really listen to what I was saying in the meeting, and then when I was asked to leave, they were still talking about me, so I didn't really feel like the service was working. Different services were working in my best interest.
That's the bit I didn't like.
Yeah.
When they're like, oh, we're going to all sit in the room and carry on talking about you, but you're just going to wait outside.
Yeah.
And you can just see them like in the room, or you can hear them, or like, I don't know, just seeing them all, you know they're talking about you, but you're not there.
I think you feel marginalised by people, like you feel like you're not competent in making decisions, or you're not well enough to comprehend what they're saying, but obviously you don't really want people to be talking about you.
If you work together, you always get so much more. So yeah, I don't know if that would have been meeting more, or emailing more, or just, I think it's just general communication really. Even though they are two separate teams, they're still working with the same person.
I think that to centre it around the young person is imperative. I think that when a service involves the young person, they're more likely to engage with that young person and have their trust, and for them to have a set goal to work towards. I think when a service and counselling service is working efficiently and co-working together, then the young person should really know that a service is being integrated properly. Because they'll talk to each other, they'll know that they've involved like the young person as well, so it shouldn't really be, it should be seamless, basically.
Definitely the teams coming together more often, like my school and CAMS did, involving me, so involving the young person throughout the process. Maybe with the young person making core goals that both teams can work towards with the young person.
I really like it when there's a meeting, like a smallish meeting, but with different people that are involved in your care plan. So for me, when I was transitioning between children's services and adult services, there was a meeting held at my school, so there was different people from different specialities, like school, an eating disorder service that had just come out of inpatient, community adult mental health, and CAMS. So there's different people working together for the same as me.
It would be useful if different services knew each other and knew how the other services work. So then, like, if the young person wanted to try a different service or wanted to explore different options, or even just when you're working together, if you know how each service works, it's going to help communication and help work towards helping the young person.
Yeah, like when I was in the eating disorder service, I was told about this place, and it was just like said, oh, you can go here, but didn't really like say, oh, we'll help you get involved in this. I had to go out of my way, really ill, trying to get referred to this service, when really it should have been them who referred me and helped me to get help in the community, not just being in a hospital and then just discharging.
Yeah, because that's not going to make you feel like you're cared about, or make you feel like you're valued, or like they want to help you. They're just like, oh, there's another service over there, off you go.
Yeah. I think I resorted to just looking on, like, Googling things and trying to get help, but it shouldn't really be down to the young person to find services and try and link themselves with different services to get the different helps that they need.
So maybe there needs to be more knowledge or awareness within services about other services. Even just simple, like how it works and how you get referred, or what help's available at different services. I think it would be a good idea if different services did like group training. I suppose that would help with like language and knowing what they're talking about, different processes and how they work.
There's not like a stress placed on the young person. It's more to do with, from the initial start of training to be in a care setting, that you work together with.
And that they know that that's what's expected.
Other people,
Yeah. Rather than this is my team and this is only my team.
Yeah.
Think of it as like a wider.
So I didn't network of services. Yeah.
When I left my service, this is relevant, but I got like a document describing like, it was kind of like a summary of my time in the service, and I think that's helpful to go to another service with. So it's like in it said what worked best and like what I responded to best, and my background and stuff. I think that's useful, definitely, too, because then you've got that and you can decide if you want to show it to another service. It's normally about the young person, so involve the young person in every step of it.
I think service integration should be co-working with not just different services, but with the young person.
If you think of it like a jigsaw, you have all the pieces and they're all the different teams and people working with you, and if they're scattered about everywhere, you're never going to come together and make the jigsaw. You're never going to make the bigger picture. So I think coming together, like face to face and talking about with the young person, what they want, what would work, I think that's important.